Hi guys, welcome to my Flossmas. We have made it to day 13 already, 13th of December, so hi. Yeah, so slightly different format today. I've just recently, about 3/4 of an hour ago, filmed a little, might have been more than that actually, a little stitch with me, just to see if I could get the setup right, because I kind of mentioned that I was looking to do one and everyone was like, yay, do one. So I've done one, yeah, it was only a little tryout. I did a little bit on a piece I was stitching in hand and a little bit on the frame of my advent pieces, so I'm going to insert that in a minute and you can watch it along that and see if that's okay to watch, and if it is, brilliant, I'll do some more of those, because that was incredibly easy. I just sat there and stitched and talked, so yeah, that was good. What have I done? I had a new start this morning, couldn't resist the little Merry and Minty, the breaded Jaffe little free pattern. I put a little picture up first thing this morning on Facebook, but here we are. This is where I have got to, and the little tree comes to about there, and then Santa's standing on his back, and there's just another one of these candy cane borders along the top and some snowflakes. So yeah, it's motoring along. I think that's about 30-something% done. I'm doing it on this 28 count grey linen that I got free from Casa Sanina. And yeah, it's a lovely little piece, really enjoying it. So yeah, started that this morning and hopefully have it done in the next day or two. It is gorgeous. I'm going to do it on a much smaller count fabric, and then I'm going to try and stitch it once, maybe twice more, and have it as some Christmas cards. That one's for me though, because my first goes for me. So there's that, and I did that when I got up this morning, and I've done quite a bit of it since I got back from work, and then did that little bit while I was trying to record it. So while I'm thinking about it, here's your number for today. It is a number today, so I'll write the 13th on the back of that with the nearest pen to hand, which is a bright pink pen, but matters not. Put 13th on the back of that. So there we go, there's your bit for today, and pop that in the pile there. That's that done. Heard from Eunice. Eunice, your box will be in the post to you tomorrow, along with the other box that I've got waiting to go, so that's great. Other than that, what have I got to show you? I'll do the rest after the little stitch with me, so I hope you enjoy this little thing, and let me know if it's okay, or it's you couldn't see clearly, or if I need to be more focused in on the stitching, or just let me know. Let me know. Have a look at it now, and we'll see. I'll see you in a minute. Hi guys. So realistically, I don't know how well this is going to work. I've kind of set my camera up, and I know what I'm doing. I'm only stitching in my white stitches here. This is this gorgeous little Brenda Gervais Minty and what's it called? Merry and Minty, I think. And I'm just filling in the white here. This is a gorgeous little thing. Anybody who saw it on Instagram this morning knows that I started it this morning when I got up. Again, I was awake just as my alarm went off, and I didn't leave the house until 8:30, so I had well over an hour to get my stitching in. While I had my first cup of coffee, I had a shower, got started my stitching, and yeah, got a bit done before I left. So I thought I would do a little tiny testing. Can't actually really see terribly well where I am, but I'm trying to set it so that because I stitch very close. I put my face very close. As I say, my eyes aren't brilliant, but with close work I get very close. So as you can see, my stitching is higgledy-piggledy, and I'm stitching in hand today because, as per usual for me, I started right in the very corner. This piece is the piece that I got free from Casa Sanina, that I got super overexcited about when it arrived in my packet with my two that way a bit. I'm just trying to keep it slightly straight. I mean, I can edit a bit, I can crop it, I can crop out any odd bits that look wrong, but I thought I should try just a little tiny setup. So today is Sunday, it is 8:04 and Sunday, December the 13th, and look, I've done 9,770 stitches steps, so by the time I go to bed I should have hit my 10,000 a day. Wasn't terribly busy. Look, do you see what I mean about that? I've very nearly filled up with my waves. But I will make a point of going and walking around the house until I've got 300 stitches. Stitches? Steps. Oh, I'm obsessed. And talking nonsense. So I thought I'd just have a tiny wee go at this. And I'm just stitching in hand, and you'll see my crosses go any which way to fill in where they need to be. So I got home, it was okay, we were busy actually, busy for middle of December at a golf club anyway, busy enough, and I had a really good day because my manager's super lovely and the lady who works in the office is also super lovely, so I had a lovely day. I was there 9 until, oh, I've missed my stitch there, right, yeah, I've gone one too far down. I fold and poke, that's how I thread, and if it's a new strand I lick. Yes, so I was there 9 till 4. Place closes at 4 unless you've still got people in which case, you know, it's hospitality, you wait until everybody's finished and what have you, but everyone had gone. It was getting on for getting dark, and so we were out of the door bang on, which was really nice. And I just got myself home, stopped off at the Co-op, which is just like a little, it's like a tiny supermarket that's in most little towns and villages have got a Co-op. It's like oh, I don't know what you'd have in America that would be the same. Maybe a 7-Eleven. You know, every little town has one. Stopped off at the Co-op, got the little bits and pieces we needed just to tide us over to tomorrow. There's another auction on tomorrow. I think it's the last one before Christmas. So when I finish my work at 1, I'm going to trundle up there, meet Rob in there. We'll swap cars because I'll be in the car. It's not much bigger, but it's got more seats. And then I'll go on and do a food shop because I didn't actually do one this week. What with buying Christmas presents and taking the girls to get presents for their friends. I didn't actually do a food shop, so we're getting a little bit low on just about everything at the minute. And there you can see, there's the back of my work. I'm got the needle between my teeth. I carry thread. I've not bothered there to tuck it in or tuck it behind. Look, they're loose. There, here. Matters not to me. This I've decided is 28 count. Look, this is one of my little old bits of scub. So there's actually a knot in it there. It's been there a long time. So I'm just looting out a strand of it. Looting that back to the knot. And then just cutting that off. And that's ready to go for next time. Now I'll loop start this when I've got a longer length, or I'm doing a small amount. I will do a little loop start. So you simply thread the 2 ends on and you pick your place. You go in from the top. So my bottom leg of my crosses always goes from bottom left to top right, but I don't always stitch it that way. Sometimes I go top right to bottom left, and then my top leg goes from top right to bottom, from top left to bottom right. But again, it's not, see, I've got into the top there, so that'll now go into the bottom. My stitches go all over, however, and that's just how I roll. Oh, maybe a little bit. See, I'm doing this is just a little tester. I'm just going to do 10 minutes or so just to get a little tester, and I'll put this in. I'll insert it in, assuming it's watchable and I can make it look, and my stitching doesn't look too bloody awful. So normally I stitch on the Q-snap. I might actually switch to that in just a minute and see about my daily piece. So I just thought I'd fill in some of this gorgeous little candy cane border, because I actually put this little pattern into Pattern Keeper, and I use my phone to I've not yet got my head around the fact that I've put Pattern Keeper on my tablet, my new Fire tablet. It's not yet incorporated into my daily use, so it's yeah, I'm not quite there with the tablet thing yet. I'll get there. I've been using my phone for so long for everything that adjusting to having another device is obviously a bit taxing for my poor old brain. But as you can see, I'm just doing this, stitching it in hand quickly, I just wanted to bang this out because this is just such a fun, gorgeous little stitch. So I'm basically holding it. These fingers don't really do anything for me, so I'm holding it with my middle finger and my thumb, and that's how I'm controlling where my stitches are going, is with my left hand, and my right hand is just doing basically the sewing method. There. I'll finish this white strand here, and then we'll switch to and I'll show you how I stitch with my Q-snap. I'm sure you're not wondering, but this nail here always has a much longer nail because I'm missing a piece of my thumb here that I chopped off with the chop saw. Don't know if you can see, but what I did was chop that bit off, and I just nicked the bone across, so that bit was gone and cut right into my nail bib. So obviously the nail has grown back, but do you see it's got this bit here is weird and nervy because obviously I chopped it off. So my body's remade a bit, but the nerve it feels weird and pins and needlesy. So I have to try and keep the nail over it, otherwise my hand just doesn't work, because it just, everything's really feels really peculiar. Which is why even when all my other nails are breaking, like these two went at work, I haven't even smoothed them off yet. They went at work today. That one will always have unless I break it off, and then I'm really sad because my hand doesn't work quite right, because it feels funny. But things you do that you shouldn't do. That was Robin's fault. He distracted me. And a piece of wood kicked up, and I had a rubber glove on. And I made him take the rubber glove off to see, because I wasn't sure how much of my thumb had gone. Because I knew something had cut off. I could feel that something had gone. Luckily, it was only a tiny little bit. We rushed to A&E, which is our emergency room. And they were so blasé. The guy who looked at it sort of said, yeah, we'll have to clean it. These usually heal up really well, he says. Just matter-of-factly, these usually heal up really well. And he was right, it did. Looked ghastly, but it healed up. Anyway. So, there's my little candy canes coming along. I'm just going to see how I eke out my stitches here. I'm probably going to get a couple more stitches out of this strand before it's done. I always play chicken. One more stitch, I'll just get one more stitch out of that bit, There we go. Ooh, that's gone now. That might not get this stitch cleanly. No, this stitch is not going to go cleanly because I've gone too far. Always do it. Always go for one too many. So now that that's happened, I'll rethread my needle and I'll go down that hole, turning me over, and then I'll just work that under just a bit, and that leaves me just that tiny little bit which goes down there. So that's a little bit of candy cane. So he's coming along. I mean, I'll show you anyway in a minute, but he's coming along, and that's that bit of candy cane done to here. I'll remember to mark that off in a minute, and I'll show you that. And then just here I've got this, and I think today we are going to do 9, 10, 11, 12. I could do with a green box. Let's find a green box. Again, just put the needle between my teeth because that's what I do. Oh yeah, there's a green box. There's my Santa. So I'm going to put that there. And as you can see, I just snap on my frame. I'm not precious. I'll take that out of my teeth so that I can talk properly. There's things you don't realise you do until you try and talk while you're doing what you normally do, and you realise that you put the needle between your teeth while you do it. So that's that. This is my box of, look, another Floss Box of Doom. I'm looking for the, what shall I do inside that? The olivey green. So I've got the olive green there. Have I got a strand of it loose somewhere? Yes, there's a strand of it loose. This is how I end up in such a mess. Right, there's a loose strand. So this is over 1 because it's the 35 count. How are we doing for light there? Let me see if I can just work. Well, that was not a happy bunny. That just popped off and popped off again. So I tie a knot, so I lick my finger, I pull it down like that, and I just roll, and then get that and pull, and that leaves me with a little knot. That's how I do it. So I've got to do the inner border of this, so I think you can probably see what I'm doing. This is just a little experiment. And then I'll just start doing the inside border here, and we'll have to think of something to do for today, which is number 13. And I'm thinking I'm going to start writing tonight, once my video is going and processing. I'm going to start writing lists. I've got a huge box of A5 card that I got in one of my other auction wins, and I'm going to write outstanding presents to buy, things for Christmas Eve, and the things I need to get for Christmas Day. Now, our Christmas Eve, we've been doing this for the last 4 or 5 years. What we do is we get through to about, oh, I've missed the hole there, about tea time, and then we have what we call a tab-nab tea, tab-nab, where I get party food, you know, where you buy, like, we'll get breaded prawns, we'll get little mini spring rolls, we'll get, we might have some mini pizzas, we'll have chunks of cheese, we'll have olives, we'll have salami, we'll have crackers, we'll have things like that, little bits and pieces, something that everybody really likes. And table gets cleared, because between me and you, we need the table for Lego on Christmas morning, because my boy is a Lego fiend. Anybody else got an 8-year-old boy? Yeah, So table gets cleared and we just set a spread. Now for us this is super unusual because we're a family that cooks from scratch every day. You know, we always have a home cooked meal. Even pasta sauce is homemade. I'll never buy a jar of sauce. It's just as quick to chop an onion, fry up some mince with it, chuck in a tin of tomatoes and some tomato puree and some beef stock, and you've got bolognese. That's, you know, we do that rather than buying a jar of bolognese. So mince is the only thing we've got left in the freezer at the moment. So I mean, the freezer is full to burst, but mince is the only like everyday meat that we've got frozen. So we'll have spag bol tomorrow, and then I'll do a food shop after we've looked around the auction. So that's Christmas Eve, and then when we've had our tea as such, we'll pick a movie. I used to buy a DVD. Now we just pick something brand new that, you know, is a pay to view, a pay to purchase on Amazon Prime usually, and it's something new that's out. Like the year the new Jumanji came out, that was our movie, and it was brilliant. And we had Lego Batman, I think, the year before that. You know, it's something that's got to be kiddie friendly, even though my little boy is now getting big enough to watch more older things. And they get a present, and it is a pair of Christmas pajamas. This year, because the girls are big, I've mostly got them really, really big, fleecy, furry jumpers and like plaid flannel bottoms. So they're going to like those. And my little boy's got just a standard pair of Christmas jammers. And they get changed into their new jammers. We watch the movie and then try and get everybody settled down. And that's our Christmas Eve routine, which works super well and is really lovely. And then Christmas, basically, we can do it again this year because there's nothing really changing for us. We do the meat and my mum does all the trimmings. So we go round to my mum's, we cook the turkey and with the sausage meat and the pigs in blankets, and then we go round to their house just before lunch, take all the presents for them and everything with us. We have Christmas dinner at theirs. One, because they've got a big table. Two, our house is far too small to accommodate everybody. Even though their house is smaller than our house, it's so pin tidy. They don't have stuff. They don't have stuff like we have stuff. So it's so much easier to go round to theirs. And my mum always panics about a great big turkey in the oven. She's never got space to do the potatoes the way she wants to do them, and to get the sprouts, you know, not the sprouts don't go in the oven, to get the parsnips in and the stuffings and all that. So we said, well, we'll bring the meat done. My dad's the master carver, so he'll carve it. We just take it round. As soon as it's out of the oven, it gets packed into an insulated bag with towels round it, and while we drive over, which only takes 10-12 minutes, especially on Christmas Day when the roads are completely empty. We're only 10 or 12 minutes away from my parents, and the turkey rests while it sits on somebody's lap, going to my mum and dad's for lunch. So we've got an easier job. My mum doesn't have to panic about trying to get things into her oven round a huge turkey. So it works well for everybody. Because we're 6 people, we're a big ask, you know. It's not like we can just pop round to people's houses, because we're a lot of people. We're a lot of people to feed, and I'm super conscious of that. So whenever we do go anywhere, I always take a pudding, I take cake. I'll take probably 2 different cakes with us on Christmas Day. We won't take a pudding because my mum will have done 2 puddings anyway, because she always does. And yeah, so we always take stuff with us. There we go, that's that strand done. So I'm going to roll this up now. I'm going to carry on stitching this so that it's done for my video, but I'm just going to watch this back and process it and try and... Got the needle between my teeth again. Who knew I did that? I didn't. So there we go. So I've that one thread has gone right round to there. So I've just got this bit to do, and then the 13 and something to go here, and you will see that So hopefully this has worked, and if it's a prototype, because my camera's on the tripod on the floor right there, and I figure, and I've got it set sort of horizontal, so I figure I might be able to just crop it down a bit and it should fit perfectly. We'll see. If you're seeing this, it's worked. Brilliant. And if you're not seeing it, I'll tell you that I tried it and it was rubbish, and we'll try again another time. So I'll catch you in the main video bit. It'll seem like a moment, but for me, I'm going to finish stitching this first. See you in a bit. If I can turn it off, turn it off. So that should have been inserted there. You should have just seen that. Hopefully you liked it and it was a nice little thing. And if it's something going forwards that's nice and we can stitch together and I can chatter about what's been going on, I'll maybe look to do one of those every week. I mean, I know Darren, the Dizzy Stitcher, he does a floss tube and a stitch with me every week, which is kind of nice to get the balance. So maybe I'll look towards doing that. I'm thinking I've got Please Wait to come up along the bottom of my, I wonder what's going on with it. I actually, when I put it in its clamp to record this on the little, the clamp that comes in the middle of the ring light, I actually switched off the phone, so it's trying to power up, that's why it's blooping and bleeping and there's odd stuff coming up on the screen that you can't see, so you don't care, but I'm still going on about it because it's distracting you. Shiny. Anyway, so Advent piece. I finished off the border, but you've just seen me doing some of the border. Took another half a strand to do the border, and I've stitched the 13, first brown number there, and I've done a little squirrel holding a little heart and another little heart to fill up the gap there, so they're getting a bit more squished now that the numbers are getting big. Goodness knows by the time we get to 20 it'll probably just be a little heart in the corner. So there we go, there is 13. I'm going to have two. I have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes left stitched. Oh, 6 boxes left stitched, which takes us to 19. So I will need to do a couple more boxes, but here we go. There's the progress of it so far, and this big one here that I'm going to finish and turn into a decoration for my tree. I'm just going to put 2020 along the bottom or something rather than the number 1, because that's the number 1, this gingerbread. Oh, look at me pointing randomly. The gingerbread star, I think it's meant to be, is a number 1. So here's the new normal. There's a Prairie Schooler nutcracker. So there we go. I need to do a few more borders. I will do the others and keep on with that as my everyday through Flossmas piece. So yeah, today's been good. I've already rambled a bit about today, and yeah, going along fine actually. Still no decorations, but I told Robin he absolutely has. I think he's been playing Roblox with the boy on the telly with his laptop. Austin's on the PC on the big telly and Robin's on his laptop connected up, connected in the game. I think it's been driving him nuts. He's been playing it all day, I think. So his nerves were a little frazzled when I got in. And yeah, so that was good. So I think he's been doing that most of the day and has had very little respite from anybody else. Yay! But kids got one more week of school. Just Monday to Friday this week, and then they'll be broken up for the holidays. I have got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and Friday to work my 9 till 1s, and then I am broken up through the holiday. Golf club is open and it stays open. It's only closed Christmas Day, so I will be working my weekends and my Thursday if needed. Now, we find out on the 16th if they're going to shuggle the tiers. Currently we're in tier 2 here in Cumbria. Technically I live in Northumberland and I am in tier 3, right where we live. But we don't do anything in Northumberland. We live half a mile from the border and we go into Cumbria to go anywhere because there is nothing within half a mile of our house except hills. And yeah, I'm not going to catch COVID up that hill. I'm just going to get super cold, very wet and blown to bits by the wind. So that's fine. The hill is that way. that way is Hadrian's Wall, that way is Cumbria, that way's Northumberland. Carlisle's that way, Newcastle's that way. There we go. North, south. We're right in the middle. I am literally in the middle. If you draw a line from the north to the south, right through the centre, and east to west, including the Highlands and Islands, right through the centre where those two lines intersect, I basically live on that line, on that cross. So, but you've got to include the Highlands and Islands, otherwise it doesn't work. So that's where I am in the UK, right in the middle, about as far from the sea as I can get, unless I lived in Yorkshire, which, you know, I used to, but I don't anymore. Anyway, blathering as usual. So I've shown you that. I've shown you the little Merry and Minty. The only thing left to show you is my patchwork deer, which I am some green leaves and some snow away from finishing. So what I have done is I've put the beak on the bird because he wasn't done, and his beak is there. He's got a yellow snow beak, and I finished the pink up here and the pink berry, the two pink berries there and the pink berries up here. I put them in, and then I just steamrolled on and did pink for the little patchwork motifs here, and I've done them the wrong colour because they're meant to be red, ooh, get the shine, red and burgundy, and I have done them pink and red. Yeah, I don't care. To me, they're pretty and they're done. There is no way I'm picking all this out and changing it to burgundy. Nope, not doing that. So a little bit more customisation. I've also realised that I did this green, this lighter green here. I just found a random strand, so I can't find another random strand of that. So for the other leaves, the leaves like these that are here and here, there and there, can't find it, so I'm going to use, oh my crikey, that looks green. It's not that green really, is it? Gosh, that's green. How does that look against that green? No, they're actually about the same colour. That just, wow, look how green that looks. It really isn't that green. Crikey, that's really green. That's the green there of the Christmas tree, because I fancied doing a lime green Christmas tree, so that's the Christmas tree there. And look, there's little trees in the middle. This really is a lovely pattern, if you want to go grab it while it's free. The little snowflake motifs are actually showing way more vibrant than they are. That is a DMC variation 4210. I'm going to do Santa's body in that as well, you know, his red jacket in it. The camera's picking up the pinks much more than the reds, but I just love this variations, and it's the one I wanted to use. So I am, and the little reindeer, who is totally cute, is roasted figs, which is a week's there. That's what I did him in. That was just something I found in my floss bag. Yeah, all sorted out, huh? I mean, I still have this, but this is my current, these are my Christmas projects, and look how quickly it happens. Look how quickly it happens. I mean, I've also got moderately sized red Ship of Life's dinky die, which is tied onto a hair bobble, as you do. So yeah, that's in there, and another skein of terracotta, which is really showing bright. Yeah, that's a bit more like it. It's not that colour, it's that colour. So there's all sorts in here, and this little Brenda Gervais piece has Santa's holding a string of lights, which I'm not going to do French knots. I'm going to just rummage around in this bead packet and find the bigger. There's one there. Oh, it's got the shine on it. A larger red, in not Mill Hill seed beads, but like the next size up beads. I might put them on instead because they look quite, I think they'll look good as fairy lights. So that's going to be that. Hopefully get them finished today. Not today. Hopefully get him finished tomorrow. It's already 10 past 10 now and I'm getting on for super tired. But you've had the little stitch with me, and so this is already going to be a 40-minute for a start. I don't know how long that video is before I insert it. So let's do some picking for the box that I will... Okay, I've had some pins escape. I have a piece of felt with no pins in it. That implies my pins have escaped, so I'll be careful rummaging in here. Okay, let's pull out... Ooh, this is a different one. Top needle minder off the pile. We have got a chap and his little boy carrying their Christmas tree. There. So there's the needle minder. It has been through the post. You can see there's a slight postmark down there and a little bit across there. It was obviously a rectangle. Most of our postmarks usually used to read, please use the correct postcode, don't forget the postcode, things like that. The counting pins, this one is completely different to the others. So I have here a tart. So it's got the fluty pastry base, but she's done an edging on it and a star in the middle, and in there are seed beads for the berries in the tart, and they've been set in there with liquid Fimo. And this here, which is blowing out terribly, is a yellow sparkly iced biscuit. There's the biscuit on the back, and it's got a little sparkly star, but it's yellow there. And you've got a little tart, which I've gone up the side so that you get the full front of it on your pin. So those are the pins, and the little guy is going to be this little guy. Open the little baggie, you can see him. He is green, sparkly. Oh, that's actually quite nice. It's like a cotton with a strand of green lurex through it. That's rather a useful one. He's got a little tiny clear bead with a little pearly bead and a red hood. So he's very festive. That one's very festive. So that's going in the box that I'll draw tomorrow. So comment on this one, comment on yesterday's, comment on today's, and we'll draw for 14 tomorrow. For these little goodies, I'll keep them out, zip up my bag, and that's going to be box 7. So, whoa, that's from Kingdom of Books. I hope I don't end up needing that, because that's an escaped bit. You can imagine what my crafty bit area here is like, can't you? There's just stuff everywhere. That's my little boy coming up. So he's coming in.
He told me to get your cup.
He told you to get my cup. Fantastic. Can I get my cup? Say hello.
Hello.
Good boy. He's been sent to collect the cup. I keep telling Robin his legs are so much younger and he doesn't huff and puff up the stairs. That was my little boy. My little youngest. He was very suspicious of that. He was like, what's she doing? I mean, he watches YouTube all the time. He must know what I'm doing. But yeah, this is all a bit boring. Yeah. Yeah, so I think I'm done. I think I'm done, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for commenting. And going forwards next year, yes, more videos. Definitely more videos. I'm really enjoying doing these, and I'm liking the little people I'm collecting up that are you're all being so kind to me. We need to get together and have a little stitch along together or something. I'm not sure. We'll come up with something. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and yeah, let's just keep our little pattern rolling, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye. Bye bye for now.